Quiero darle gracias a Dios por este privilegio. Um, I want I want to thank everybody. First of all, I want to thank God because I'm here. He has me here this morning. And thanks Pastor Young for the invitation that he did to me. I know it's been a while, I haven't been here. Yo creo que todos entendemos inglés, so no hay dificultad si hablo mejor inglés que español mejor. It's been a while, like I was saying, I think almost 4 years that I haven't been here. I moved to Fredericksburg. I've been going to another church down there. And I came like 2 weeks ago to get Pastor John to do a sign for my truck business. And installing that sign, I told Pastor John a testimony that happened to me back in April, at the end of April last year. I got 2 cops and social services in my house. They told me, they came into my house, they started asking me questions. They said that it was gonna be a long process, probably 2 years, 3 years process, that they were gonna run an investigation on me. Because according to what they said, they were saying that there was 3 anonymous callers, not saying names, that were calling in to social services and police station saying that I was abusing of 3 of my girls. These 3 girls, five or 6 years ago, my wife, she got custody of them because they were living on the streets with her biological mom. And I told my wife, you know what, let's get these girls off the streets because her mom is on drugs. She's a drug addict. She's going back and forth with different guys. So it's not something good for my girls to be suffering, sleeping in the car, sleeping in different hotels. It's not a good life for them. So my wife, she filed custody for them. She went to custody. In the past time, my wife, she had filed a protection order against her own daughter because Genesis, which is 13, 14 years old right now, she was abused by her biological mom boyfriend. My wife, she filed with the police department over in Washington, D.C. This guy got arrested. He served 3 to 4 years in prison. Then he was deported to his country, Salvador. With all this, my wife's daughter, mom of these 3 girls, she had this thing inside of her that she was gonna take revenge no matter what or no matter how. I knew it, and I don't know, but it was something like God was putting it in my heart that He was giving me this feeling that something was gonna happen in the house. And I came up to my wife and I told her in the table, we were eating that day. Everybody was in the table, 3 girls, my son Angel, my wife and me. And I told my wife, you know what, Mama? I have this bad feeling in my heart that something bad is gonna happen. I don't know why, but I just have this feeling. And whatever happens, you guys have to be strong. And she was like, no, don't tell me this. Don't say this. I was like, I have to say it because it's like God is putting it in my heart. He's giving me something to prepare myself. So time passed. And at the end of April, these anonymous callers, they call in, they came to my house, social services, they told me that long process. These persons, my wife's daughter and two other girls, Pastor John knows this girl named Emily Sorto and Lisa Espinosa. They got in touch, they got together, and they started keep on doing anonymous calls. That I used to hit my girls, I used to discipline my girls, that I used to touch them sexually. And they saw that they couldn't get me arrested. I was keeping myself in touch with the social services all the time and with the investigator or detectives. I was calling them like once or twice a day to see what was going on, what was the process. And they were like, Mr. Flores, you have nothing to worry about. You just have to be calm. We're just investigating anonymous calls that somebody's been doing them, saying that you've been abusing and sex harassment to your girls. I was like, that's insane. That's not true. And I know who is this person doing these anonymous calls, but they didn't want to listen to me. Social services is more to protect the kids, and I agree with that. Anybody agrees with that here, the kids are the first priority, that they have to be taken good care. It came up, the social services came up to my house and they removed our 3 girls. They took them into foster homes. That's because my wife's daughter requested that if I wasn't gonna be put in jail, that she wanted her girls to be removed to put in foster homes. She was like, I don't care if they go to foster home or they get adopted by other families, I don't care. Because really she never cared about those girls, the way that she was living with those girls in the streets. On May 14, they called me into the police station. They were like, Mr. Flores, you need to come in and we're gonna discuss that case, what's going on. Everything is fine, you don't have nothing to worry, just come in, we need to do a couple questions. I was like, okay, that's fine, I'll go. So I went. Como dice un dicho, quien nada debe, nada teme. So, I don't know how to say this Vanessa, creo que tú sabes cómo se dice. Quien nada teme, quien nada debe, nada teme. Yeah, like if you don't know nothing, you don't have nothing to worry about. So I went in to the police station and they started asking me questions. In fact, they put me on the live monitor, this machine to test and see if you're lying or not. The police, the detective, she was like, you know I can put you behind bars right now? And I was like, why? What did I say wrong? I haven't done nothing, I haven't done nothing, I haven't done a crime. Why you have to put me behind bars? And she was like, I can just put you behind bars because of the anonymous callers saying that you've been abusing your 3 girls. I was like, ma'am, you have to show me proofs that what you are saying is true, that I've been abusing my girls or touching my girls or whatever the case that you're putting on me. And she was like, I don't need no proofs. I can just put you behind bars. I was like, okay. You guys took my 3 girls away from my wife. You guys took her from my house. I want to give my freedom to you guys, for you guys can return my girls to my house. I don't care if I stay here in jail. You guys want to put me in jail for nothing. Put me in jail. She was like, well, guess what? You're in luck, you're going in. I was like, okay, take me in. They put me inside. The first week they told me they were gonna give me a free lawyer, which they did. They appointed me a free lawyer. Lawyer never showed up until like 2 months later that I was in jail. So I called my mom. She lives in Baltimore. And I told her, Mom, you know this is happening and I need to get a lawyer. Because they told me they were gonna give me a lawyer, but the lawyers haven't ever showed up to see me or talk to me, so I need to hire a lawyer. And she was like, son, nobody's gonna want to travel from Baltimore to Virginia. I'm gonna do my best and see if I can get somebody. If not, you're just gonna have to get somebody down there. I was like, okay. 2 weeks passed, never heard nothing. I keep on calling my mom and she was like, they don't wanna do nothing. They say that's a serious case. They accusing you for child molesting and like, I don't know how to say the word, when you punish your kids. So like physical agreement. So I told my mom, you know what, Mom, don't worry about it. I know that we got the best lawyer that we can trust in.
Amen.
I'm just gonna leave it in God's hands. And if I have to stay here, I have to stay. If God wants to take me out from jail, He's gonna take me out from jail. Couple of guys in there in jail, they give me a couple of numbers for different lawyers, Spanish lawyers. I called them, they set up appointments, they came in, talked to me. First thing they told me, your case is very bad. You're looking to face lifetime. Some other lawyers, they were like, you're gonna face 24 years in prison. Other ones, they came with the same negative stuff, saying that I was gonna do lifetime in prison. And I was like, God, what have I done? Why do I have to pay for something that I haven't done, God? But you know what? I'm not gonna be afraid, because you're gonna give me all the strength that I need to be here. And I know that I'm not by myself. I know that you're gonna take me out, God. No matter what they say, I know you're gonna let them see the truth and the reality. So they were trying to charge me $24,000 in a period of 6 months. And I was like, I don't have the money. Where I'm gonna get $24,000, $30,000? And I seen other cases from other men in there that they were paying $30,000 and they were still in there for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and they never get the release. So I go back to my cell, and there's this guy Bolivia. He's from Bolivia. His name is Edgar Jimenez. I come in, and first thing he tells me, what happened? What did your lawyer tell you? You got good news? And I started crying because of the words that they were telling me that I was going to spend the rest of my life in prison. And he was like, calm down. You know that we got Jesus. Jesus is with us, and He's going to take us out from here, no matter how long it takes. But God is going to work on our case. And I was like, brother, we have to fall our knees. We have to look for more for Jesus. Because I know Jesus, when we look for Him, He's always there for us. So the court came up, my lawyer suddenly shows up, and he was like, Mr. Flores, what I have to tell you is gonna surprise you. And I was like, sir, I never met you, and you're coming to tell me that what you're gonna tell me is gonna surprise me. What is it? He was like, all the accusations that they have against you, they're looking out there, they're studying all the records, they're studying all the recordings. So the judge saying that all this is because these persons have something against you. It's like they want to harm you. They want to harm your family. They're trying to get the kids away from your wife just because of anger. They got anger on them. And it's the devil, like Pastor John told me when I told him all that situation. It's the devil's thing that he did on my wife's daughter in order to come towards me. My wife, she almost go to jail because her daughter said that she was involved too. That I was sex abusing of my girls in front of my wife. My son Angel, he was put into this too. They said that once I get out from the room having sex with my daughter, that he was the second person coming into the room having sex with her. When all this is a false information that they give to the state police and to the social services. So my wife, she was under investigation. She was having courts like two times a month or 3 times a month. They dropped the case on her, but her daughter, she said that in order for her not to get the kids back, that she wanted to put a case on her registration. They follow what this girl wanted for her mom. So they put 18 years of registration on my wife. She cannot look for a job like in daycares, or if she wants to adopt a kid, she cannot adopt no kids for 18 years. Which I told my wife, you know what, Mama? Don't worry about it. You know that all this trouble that we are going through is because your own daughter. The devil got your own daughter to do all this to us. And I just praise to God and thanks God because He's the one that took me out. Like I was, the 3 months that I was in there, I was praying, I was reading the Bible, and I told my God, I know you're not going to leave me in here, God, because you know that everything that is going on right now is all false. It's all false. It's never happened. And you have to let these people here in the courts, you have to let them see that everything is a false information. My lawyer shows up one day before my court on the 21, my court date was on the 22 of August. And he was like, Mr. Flores, I'm gonna try to fight for your freedom, but I don't guarantee it. They wanna give you 25 years to life sentence. If the judge decides that he wants to go with it, you're just gonna have to serve lifetime. I told him, you know what? Do whatever you have to do. If you can get me a bond to get out, and you can ask for them to put me on a bracelet, a mandatory bracelet, I'm willing to do that, as long as I get my freedom. He was like, I got no choice. The judge is the one that's gonna decide. I was like, okay, we're going to court. They start reading all the case, and judge, he was just looking at me, and I could see it by my corner of my eye that he was staring at me. And my lawyer, he was like, Judge, my client, he doesn't have no bad attitudes. He doesn't drink. He doesn't do drugs. He has a clean criminal record. We don't see nothing on him. When there's another guy next to my lawyer and he stand up and he was like, Your Honor, I think that Mr. Flores is supposed to stay in jail. He's looking a sentence of 24 years to life sentence. And I think that he has to stay inside. My lawyer got up again and he was like, Your Honor, my client is a worker person. He owns his own company. He tows cars. He has a company of remodeling houses. And I was like, wait a minute. In my mind, I was like, wait a minute, where would this lawyer get all this information from? On the other side, I started thinking, I was like, God, I was thinking in my mind, I wasn't saying it aloud, but I was like, God, you're here because how this lawyer knows my profession, how he knows that I do towing, I tow cars, I do home remodeling, how he knows. And the judge, when he saw my face, that I was kind of surprised. He was like, Mr. Flores, are you okay? You need 5 minutes to go out? I was like, no, Your Honor, I'm okay. We can continue. So my lawyer, he started talking. He kept on talking, and the other person next to him, he was like, I still, no matter what his lawyer says, Mr. Flores has to stay in jail. Then judge started talking. He was like, Mr. Flores doesn't seem like a bad person. I don't think Mr. Flores is gonna run away or get a flight to his country. I'm just gonna say that this case is gonna be dropped. So they took the charges that they were charging me. They took them off. No 24 years, no life prison. God did all this for me because I claimed to God and I told God, God, you have to let them know. You have to let them see the reality, the truth, that all this that is being put on me and my wife is not a truth. So they took everything out. And like I told God, I told God, God, everything you do it perfectly. You do it on your own time. We don't have to rush you. You take your own time, God. And this testimony is something that is going to go around because whatever God gave us, we have to share it. Amen. So if there's people in here that doesn't believe in God, God is alive. Amen. God is here with us. Amen. In every moment. Amen. I don't want to take more time because I know time is short right now. I just want to say thanks to everybody and to wish you guys a 2020 Happy New Year. Manuel, happy to see you back again. Maria, the family, Freddy family, Mano Sebastián, bonita familia. A todos les digo que Dios los bendiga. Y pues, estamos en un año nuevo. We're in a new year, so we have to continue new year and leave all the negative behind. Amen. Amen.